Good morning. I don't know whether I'm live or not. I guess I am. Oh, there I am. Okay. This new video on Facebook has me questioning everything. So that's okay. This is what life does to us. It makes us question everything. And so good morning to each of you. Charlie Riverman Bergeron here in York, Maine, on a sunny morning, although they seem to be trying to predict snow for us. An amazing journey that we are in the midst of right now has brought up today's topic of peace and healing. And there's a lot that is happening for everyone around the world that right now would contradict those two words, peace and healing. So good morning, Joni, Samantha, Valerie, Anita, Marilyn, welcome. What peace and healing is about is far more than we can truly imagine. And when we think of peace and healing, we think of it in the third dimensional sense, which I will talk about. But there's a greater peace and healing that all of us need, and that's in our higher spiritual dimensions. So as I start, I just want to read something from a book, Lessons from the Source, it's a spiritual guidebook by a man named Jack Armstrong, who shared his teachings with Spirit. And I didn't intentionally grab this book until I went to look for something to read to you. And this was the last book that appeared in my stack. And it's about peace. And that's the title of the chapter, is Peace. And what he did was he listened to his spirit guides and he would write what they conveyed to him. And although this is my last pull before I get on, I'm going to make it my first read. So bear with me. Be at peace now and keep yourself open to the flow of goodness and guidance. Peace in your soul and in your conscious mind is essential for your continual spiritual growth. A peaceful countenance makes the acceptance of one's good much easier. The flow itself is peaceful and gentle and steady. As you are peaceful, it is much easier to become one with the flow. You are much more accepting of whatever it is that comes into your life and much less likely to create resistance to it. Being at peace physically and mentally is in itself a mode of acceptance. If you do not allow yourself to become disturbed by a situation, you are refusing to give power to it. You are demonstrating your belief that there is good in every situation, and you are choosing to accept the good rather than focus on some perceived negative. And I'm going to stop there. Each of us are now weighing everything that's happening in the scales of positive and negative. And we have a greater community of humanity, not humanity healing, but the greater world, the public world out there that is continually projecting fear towards us and upon us. And if we don't have peace within our hearts, we take on the negative energies, which physically make us vulnerable to more things health-wise than we could ever imagine. It doesn't matter what that is, whether it's just sprains or bruises or diseases or viruses. It doesn't matter. What it does is it destroys the structure of our immune system. I'm not a doctor. I've been doing healings for years. I do Reiki, I do Shambhala, I just work with peace, light, and love. Not always successfully, but I do know that the success depends on how people receive that energy and whether they actually embody it. So we can talk to each other all day and all night, and nothing can happen. And nothing will happen until we shift our conscious awareness to the part within us that says, this is truth. So that's what today's message is in order for us to heal, we first have to begin with peace, a sense of peace within our body. And right now, for my own personal trip with sciatica, which has taken 4 months to finally be alleviated to some degree where it's just no more than a minor headache. But it took me 4 months to come to real peace with that. So this morning's first card of the day was one of my wonderful Sacred Space meditation cards. And that's called, this is a galaxy called Sailor's Sextet, which is a grouping of galaxies in a slow dance of destruction that will last for billions of years. And when we think about that, galaxies being destroyed, that's not a peaceful thought at all. But in truth, it's a natural part of our universal reality that galaxies are born and galaxies dissipate or disappear. And the process is just like us being born and us moving into the state of non-beingness, non-physical beingness. The card reads, I am at peace with myself, and I know that a powerful presence is working through me. And that's an amazing statement when we can make that and say, I am at peace with myself. How many can actually say that and feel it every day? I am at peace with myself, and I know that a powerful presence is working through me. I want you to practice that. Just make a simple statement of, I am at peace with myself, until you can actually feel it, not only as a thought, but feel it resonating within your physicality. Another odd card that I pulled this morning was from A Course in Miracles. And I have a little box of cards that I was given years ago as a farewell gift from a group that I belong to. And I don't even think they're in print anymore. I don't know. They're old and somewhat disgusting with coffee stains and fingerprints, etc. They've been pulled so many times. But the message from that one card was, you have the right to all the universe, to perfect peace, complete deliverance from all effects of sin, and to the life eternal, joyous, and complete in every way as God appointed. Wow. You have the right. It isn't somebody's going to give this to you if you do something. It's not if you follow these rules and regulations. It's not a what if. It is a statement. You have the right to all the universe, to perfect peace and complete deliverance from all effects of sin and to the life eternal. And sin in this sentence is not about religious sin. For the biggest sin that we have and do on a daily basis is not to trust ourselves, to not come into focus and know that we are not powerless. And in this world of this virus pandemic, and when we look at what's happening around us and the isolation and the rules and the regulations, that some make absolute no sense. And yet we look at them as the word of some supreme being, say, we must do this. And if we don't, we're technically violators or sinners of these rules. I'm not saying to go out and break the rules, but I want you to look at them, and I want you to look at them differently. Are they about creating peace, or are they just rules and regulations and orders and dictates to force us one way or another to do something that may or may not be in alignment with our true higher self? It's time now for us to come back into trusting that higher self, trusting our hearts, feeling the peace that comes from accessing the truth of who we truly are. We receive both energy and information from what we might call source. As I read in the book, lessons from the source. Let's not put a label or a name to it, just source of beingness. What are we accepting? And the key here is, how do we accept healing? How do we accept healing right now in a world where there's a viral pandemic, there is now an economical pandemic, there is frustration and confusion in our leadership and decision making based on profits in the future, financial profits for some, not so much health profits, but financial profits and control profits. And I say this, I'm not suggesting anything, but if you look at what is going on, that's going to ping a point in your heart. The world has created a form of physical separation, and in that physical separation, there is a separation in the thought forms of those who we are to trust in our lives. And if we can't trust the people who are leading us, then we have to pull away. If we can't trust what's happening around us, we have to pull away. Where do we go? We have to come within our hearts. And what's important here right now is you and I are the leaders. of our hearts. The only beings we answer to are those that are in the status of creator. And we can't separate from creation, no matter how hard we try. We can believe that can happen, but then we can believe a lot of things, can't we? And our believing in things that are not truth creates illness in and of itself. And it prepares the way for us for any bacteria or flu or anything to enter into our physicality and find a place to live and breed and dwell and live its existence out. There's no consciousness in disease. Doesn't think today I'm going to be a disease and I'm going to attack humans. This is where, if we can learn to tap into peace on any level, we will automatically co-create a field of energy within our physicality that resonates a healing process and defense mechanism against all that brings us fear. So the card from Kuan Yin Oracle this morning was Call of the Divine, Call of the Dancing, Call of the Dancing Crane. Shall I dance like a crane? And don't lose your sense of humor with all of this. And that's what the dancing crane brings to us, is a sense of lightheartedness, a sense of carefree expression. I've not personally seen a dancing crane, but my vision of a dancing crane is very lighthearted and perhaps very provocative in enticing you to watch it. And the quote for Dancing Crane was, "Dancing crane moves through the waters and muddy and marsh with elegance and grace." I can see that, can't you? The dancing crane moves through the waters and muddy and marsh with elegance and grace. The meaning, call and dance of the crane is full of beautiful momental flow. Beautiful moments of flow. There are times when the astral waters of our emotional life, which is what I was just talking about, become stagnant. Or they may become supercharged. And in that case, the card reads, your benefit from the healing movement and grace and beauty of the dancing crane is now available. It's a reminder that the call of the dancing crane can also use sound. What is the dancing crane dancing to? Sound can be healing. And the sound comes in to blend in with what your thoughts, beliefs, and emotional patterns are doing in your mind, and to help shift those energetic patterns that don't support you, that don't support your spiritual destiny or your life that you were meant to live. So right now, healing can be listening to beautiful music that resonates, has a resonance, a full embodiment. of all the notes that we are available to listen to through our hearing, and know that that music was created from the passionate hearts of those who have chosen to live their lives in creating music. And creating music that's intention was to lift up and to embrace each other and bring peace and passion into their lives. I'm not judging anybody's music selections, but I'm saying that if you bring the sound of life, now that we don't have airplanes and traffic, that's a song. It's a song. It's a sound. That's not just one bird, two bird. This is a song, an orchestration. And that's why when we go out and stay outside for a while, it's healing. So I'm inviting you all to tap into all of this, because right now we're letting go of some severe, heavy muddiness, darkness and muddiness from our inner consciousness, our inner conscious awareness. And the dancing crane reminds us to create new energetic patterns that are elegant, graceful, not just seeing and helping us, but inviting others to join us from their hearts, whether physically or just through social media. We are all connected and interwoven, and we cannot separate, no matter how much anyone wants to put us in a little box and not be able to talk to the person in the next box. So that's the message of peace and healing, is really to sift through all our old thoughts, touching base with our higher self, listening to the song of life, and getting up and dancing. So I'm going to look on the column here for your creative, wonderful messages. So, feeling hatred and division between people. Wish I wouldn't take everything to heart. Lisa, it's not that you're taking everything to heart. Your heart is open. Your heart is open, and so your heart is highly resonant. And that's your gift, is to have that open heart. The challenge is again, change the channel. Find the music that makes the cranes dance in your heart. Let go of that which is disturbing you. Listen to less of it. We have this sovereign choice to listen to what we want. We do not have to listen. We do not have to absorb that negative energy. Do what is in our hearts. In a good sense. What is good? What is your heart? It's good. Do what is good from your heart. Feeling closer to source. We are moving closer to source, and source is moving closer to us. The interference levels are diminishing, and they're diminishing for a lot of different reasons. That could be a week's worth of study, and it's irrelevant. Just our being able to recognize that it's happening is the key here. I've been feeling calmer lately, as if certain things were known in my heart for a very long time. We must try to replace fear with love. Thank you, Helen. Again, that's part of my song and dance. Every time I talk, this is what it's about, is recognizing and learning to recognize that these are our natural states of life, living. We didn't come to planet Earth to be miserable. Yes, it's a school of teaching, but you don't have to be miserable in it. Learn the lessons. It's about a place where we come to learn how to move in our divine presence while embodied in a physical container. We have not left our divinity on the other side of the veil. Right here in your hearts. It's right there. You've been walking around with it your whole life. Now we're getting guidance to open that. And as the wall around us seems to be closing in on us, it's actually a gift to make us look deeper within ourselves and release the obstacles that have been there for, whether you believe in reincarnation or not, for lifetimes, whether as individuals or a collective whole we call humanity. We're having an opportunity to be patient and accept our higher inner guidance as we redefine our self-worth. And as we redefine our self-worth, it increases in parallel relationship to our removing of obstacles. And the more we do this, the easier it becomes. We return back to our original blueprint. The original blueprint that was free of all of this. Music is passion. Yes, music is passion. Music, and I will say that about all music. I'm not going to judge music one way or the other. But I will say your passion will flow with it. And if you listen to music that's uplifting, you will be uplifted. If you listen to music that is darker, that's fine. But know that it has an effect on your physical body. And right now, when we have this greater darkness around us, yes, it will take us out of that, but we're just replacing it with another form of darkness. And right now, this is the time, without judgment, to say, what do I need most in my life right now? What does all humanity need right now in their lives? And it's upliftment. It's diving deep into our hearts. It's staying positive. It's all of those things, which are the healing aspects of humanity. We don't need another pill. This is the thing that's amazing. We don't need another pill. We don't need another vaccine. We don't need another manufactured article to heal us. What we need is to come back home, come back to our wholeness, come back into grace and ease within our own hearts. Knowing that in offering release to the muddy shadows of our existence, our fears, and all that no longer serves our higher purpose, allows the true self to move into the void that welcomes us all home. And I'm going to close on that and bless you all. I thank you all for showing up. I thank you all for taking the time out of your lives to listen. I do this from my heart to yours because we are all one in this. There is no separation. And I will repeat that until my last breath as they pull a plug on me, and I will say thank you. It's been fun to be here. Look for the light. Look for the dancing crane. Look for the dirt that's your feet are the muddy dirt or whatever your feet are stuck in, and kick it away. Rise up in love and light and embrace yourself. Embrace yourself first. And as you do that, you will find all of a sudden everything will start to shift. Maybe slowly at first, maybe a little painfully at first, but over time, if you follow that pattern, everything will start to change for the better. I love you. I thank you. I respect you. I am you. You are me. We are unity. Keep going. Keep going. The light, the grace, the ease is all yours if you so choose to accept it. With that, have a great week and hope that you and your families are safe from what's happening and not becoming ill. And if they are, I send you my light and my love as a blessing. Until next week, be who you truly are. Thank you for showing up. Bye-bye.